blanket for when we do our Shavasana, and we're going to start our Shavasana in reclined pose, with just coming to bring our back to the bolster and then laying ourselves down over the bolster, bringing our head back and just keeping our legs out long and just taking our hands down to the floor. Your hands shouldn't be there for you to hold you up. Basically, you should be able to stay in the same position with your hands up. It's just a place to put them. You can put your palms up if you want as well. Closing down your eyes, allowing yourself to become aware of yourself in the room, aware of your space on the mat. Just taking notice of what you can hear externally to yourself, all of the noises that you can hear around you, the noises of the people in the day going by. Setting them down, not worrying about them. You've got nothing to worry about now. You are just here to meet yourself in a space for 75 minutes of rest and restoration as we move through this practice. Just take a big deep breath in. Draw that deep breath in from your toes and draw it all the way up your legs, your knees, hips, waist, ribs, all the way into the heart space, which is quite open in this pose. Just drawing it in and then just letting it go. Take one more big deep breath in and then letting it go. Now the big breath drawn all the way from your toes, all the way up. And then let that go. Just take the moment now to be here in this space, calm and relaxing. Get you to sit up. I'm going to take a seated cat-cow rotation. So just sitting, keeping your legs again straight out in front of you, back nice, straight, elbows, shoulders back and down away from your ears. We're just going to inhale, and as we inhale, we're going to push our top of our back up, round it out really strongly, tucking our chin in like a big cat taking a big stretch. We're going to drop it down, pushing our head up, tucking chin, rolling through, really bring yourself down. Inhale, lifting up, pushing head up to the ceiling. Exhale, dropping down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, dropping down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, dropping down. Just continue to do a few more of those in your own time. Two more of those. Let's return to stillness. On your next inhale, just lift your arms up. As you exhale, drop your shoulders around to the right hand side. Left hand is at the front near the knee. Dropping the right hand behind you, pushing back, looking back towards the corner of the room. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, let's just take a forward fold in the middle, warming ourselves up a little bit. Not too much, and we're going to do these very slowly. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, dropping down to the other side. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, dropping down. Inhale, lifting up. This time bringing our right arm across in front of us, bending our left elbow and just having a nice old school shoulder stretch there. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lifting up. Dropping down the left arm, bringing the right arm back. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, dropping down. We're going to set up for our first pose now, which is our reclined butterfly. So it is basically the same pose we were in, but if you have a second bolster or a blanket or another couch cushion that you can put in under your knees, because we're going to be butterflying our legs, making sure our bottom is just at the base of that bolster. Laying down, dropping your head down, making yourself comfy. You might need a blanket over yourself here. I'm right underneath the aircon, which is great, but I'll give myself a little blanket just to make myself feel comfy. Go the other way. Biggest blanket in the world. And then just snuggling down. And breathing here. We're going to be here for a while. So making yourself comfy, just allowing yourself to soften into the spaces that are making contact with the mat, the bolsters. Take one big nourishing breath. Let's draw it all the way from the base of our pelvis up through our pelvic floor, up through our waist, into our heart space, and let it go. One more big nourishing deep breath in. All the way up. Let it go. Take another breath in. And let it go. you find that your mind starts to wander, use your breath to keep yourself anchored in your body. Just let the things that come. Yoga, they're called vrittis, they're things in our mind that come. We don't have to act on them, we can just see them come and then let them go. Imagine they might be little things that you can pop down onto leaves floating down a river and just gently let them go. You might pop them at the bottom of a basket, pick them up later, leave them there. Right now, you don't have to act on them at all. So letting everything just melt away. Not worried about what's been over the weekend, not worried about what's coming next week. Just allowing this time for you to put things down, snuggle in, and find some calm and stillness. Take one big nourishing breath in, drawing that all the way in from that pelvic floor, all the way up through the heart space. And as you exhale, is there anywhere that you can soften further in this pose? Can you allow your back to melt around the bolster? Your legs become heavier and melt down over the bolster that's underneath your legs. Can you move your shoulders away from your jaw, relaxing your face, making sure your tongue is not on the roof of your mouth. Just bring your hands up so that you can use them to push yourself up, moving very gently and mindfully, keeping your eyes closed, reaching down, moving your bolster that you had under your legs out of the way. We're just going to turn onto our left hip, keep our left hip up against the edge of the bolster, and take our blanket with us if we need. We're going to come into supported twist. If you have glasses, you might like to take them off. You might like to pick up your blanket, take it with you, and bring your torso towards the bolster and just laying down flat over the bolster. Closing down your eyes. Again, your hands could be off the floor. You don't need to be supporting yourself. It is simply your body on the bolster that's taking the bolster's taking the body weight. Just closing down your eyes. You can have your head turned to one side, or you can have your face directly onto the bolster. If you have your head turned to one side, we will swap the twist out. Just snuggling in, breathing here, allowing yourself to melt and soften over the bolster. Back to your breath if you find yourself wandering in the fritties. One big deep breath in. Drawing it all the way up. And then letting it go. Now the big deep breath in from your tailbone, drawing it all the way up. And then letting it go. Side all the way. Last big deep breath in. And then side all the way. In these last few moments here, is there anywhere that you can soften further on this side? Can you melt your legs further into the mat? Can you melt your body, head, ear, jaw further down into the bolster? Anywhere where you might find you can just soften further. As you exhale, just find that softening. Inhale, we're going to move again into supported child's pose, down over the bolster. So just keeping your eyes closed again, using your arms, only moving enough and very slowly to get yourself into position. So as you would with child's pose, bringing your big toes together, taking your feet out wide, but coming down over the top of the bolster. Just collapsing down over the top of the bolster. This time, if you had your head down with your left ear down, take your right ear down this time and just softening down over the bolster. Breathing in again into that tailbone. As you inhale and then exhaling down, haven't collapsed any further anywhere. Snuggling in, making yourself comfortable because we'll be here for quite a few minutes. You might like to hug underneath the bolster. Wrap your hands in underneath or just have your hands rested wherever is comfortable for you. Taking another one of those big breaths in from the tailbone, drawing it all the way up. Hips, belly, waist, ribs, all the way into the heart space, and letting it go. Take one more of those in, and then just letting it go. Just nestling in here, melting down over the bolster, hips melting down into your heels. Nowhere to go, nothing to do except just be here. Focusing on your breath, keep yourself in your body. If you have music, you might focus on the music. Anchor yourself a big breath in all the way from our tailbone, drawing it all the way up, gathering anything up that might be starting to come up as you go. Sighing it away. Inhale, big breath in, gathering it up. As you sigh it away, can you melt any more into the mat, into the bolster? And you drop your shoulders down further back and down your back, away from your chest and neck. And you relax your facial muscles. Just taking the last moments of this pose to melt in here further. So lift your head up and bring it over to the other side if you have got your head turned around. And settling back in, melting back in on the other side. Putting your shoulders back and down away from your chin and your chest. Relaxing your jaw, your pelvic floor. Drawing one big last breath in from your tailbone all the way up. Hips, belly, waist, ribs, all the way up into your heart space. And just shy it all away. Just going to bring those hands back down under our shoulders, pushing ourselves up. What we're just going to do now is come to that twist on the other side. So I'm just going to move my bolster up the other way, so that you can see me, but basically you're just coming onto the other side from where we started. So bringing that right hip now up to the bolster, turning your torso, dropping down, bringing your torso onto the bolster, and then snuggling back down. Making sure that you are in line with the bolster and not twisted in the torso. We want the twist in the waist. Sighing away the breath as we snuggle in here. Making ourselves comfy. Be here for a few minutes. Taking a big breath in from that left glute or your left buttock. Drawing it all the way up that left side. Up through that shoulder and letting it go. Making sure you're comfortable in the way that you have your legs. Draw that breath up again, all the way from that glute, all the way up, slide away the top. Snuggling down here. Breathing, softening where you can, softening that torso on the bolster, softening the hip on the floor, the legs, the hands, relaxing the jaw, dropping the shoulders back and down, taking your tongue away from the roof of your mouth, letting everything go. Take one more big inhale here, drawing it up from that left glute all the way up. Sighing it away. One more big breath in. Sighing it away. On our next inhale, we're just going to bring our hands back underneath our shoulders again. We're going to go into Sphinx pose now. We're just going to send our legs out long. And we're going to rest our head on the bolster with our hands and our chest just slightly on the edge of the bolster and head straight down on the bolster. Sphinx pose. Breathing here. This is a back bend. It's quite strong in the back. In these poses we can breathe into any discomfort that we might feel. We don't want to feel any pain. We also don't want any muscle activation. We really just want to be relaxing. If you do feel in particular that your lower back might be activated, just breathe into that space and send it off. Just letting it go. Allowing it to relax and be calm. Take one more breath here. Is there anywhere that you can soften down further here in the last few minutes of this pose?
soften through your chest, the front body, the back body, making sure those glutes aren't activated, telling them to relax, breathing calmly, melting your legs down further onto the floor, being aware of the hardness of the mat underneath you. Take one more big breath in and let it go. Inhale, let's just bring our hands back up underneath ourselves and let's just push ourselves back up into tabletop. We'll just take a few rounds of cat-cows here just to give our back a bit of a stretch. So just pushing down through those hands, making sure your hips are stacked up underneath your over the top of your knees, pushing up, really pushing down through the hands, pushing up, rounding up that spine. Exhale, dropping down, letting it all go. Bring the chin up. Inhale, lifting up, bringing it all up. Exhale, dropping down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, dropping down. Inhale, lifting up. Top of your chin. Exhale, dropping down. Inhale, just coming back to stillness in our tabletop. We're going to set ourselves up for our legs on the bolster. So we're just going to come up and pop our bottoms just up against the bolster. Coming on our backs, taking our legs along the bolster, and you might need to just tuck your feet up to hold them in, laying down in a Shavasana with the upper body. You might like to see if you can get your blanket up on you. Easier said than done, isn't it? That's laying back down. You might like to keep your arms by your side, laying in Shavasana, or you might take your arms out, or you might take your arms up over the top of your head, whatever is comfortable for you here. And just resting down. If you want, you could put your other bolster, if you have one, across your hips. There's a bit of weight in there, a weight or a sandbag if you've got one. Bring some more grounding into the pose. And we will swap legs about halfway through this one, if you've got your legs crossed. Again, using your breath to anchor yourself in your body. Letting anything that comes up go. Nothing to hang on. And use your breath or your music to anchor yourself.
swap those legs around now. If you've got one over crossed over the other, swap it over to the other leg. Let's take a big breath in from our hips, drawing all the way up through our waist, ribs, into our open heart space. Hold a little at the top and then let it go. One more big breath in. Sigh it away. Last time, big breath in. These last few moments of this pose, is there anywhere that you can melt, soften, relax into, any places of discomfort to breathe into? Shortly we will move into our Shavasana to do our Yoga Nidra. Get you to snuggle yourself in now into Shavasana in any way that you like to do it. You could stay in this position if you wanted to. You could also pop yourself into corpse pose by taking away all the bolsters. Laying still, you can butterfly a bolster under your legs so that you have butterflied legs under there as well. Whatever feels right for you. Once you are comfortable, we'll start our Yoga Nidra.